Hello and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Today I'm gonna offer you simple and fast way to manage your money, especially when you just started working. So the thing I heard about fresh graduate these days who just recently got into the working world is that they can't save a lot of money. And when I talk to my younger cousins or my colleagues who are just recently employed, what they say is
We'll just save our leftovers. We'll think about spending first, like how we use our paycheck and we save whatever we have after that.
so that is
No. That is the wrong way.
when you get your paycheck, the first thing you should do is start saving immediately. This is the first thing you should do. How much should you save? We'll talk about that in the later part of the video. Why should we save? We're saving for an end goal. We are saving for retirement. Do you want to be the person who is enjoying your life now and reduce the saving, but you have to work until like 75 years old just to get what you want for the rest of your life? Or you want to enjoy a little bit less but consistently saving and retire earlier than those who do not save? If I were you, definitely I would go for option number 2. When you started working, don't think of buying any assets just yet. Probably don't think about buying cars, don't think about buying houses, don't think about buying high value items. Those high value items can wait. To buy assets, you would need credit score. I'll be making a video on that and you will be able to know what actually credit score is. I'll break down the basic 10 items that a fresh graduate usually needs when they started working. Typical 10 items are savings, car, fuel, rent, food, PTPTN or study loans, phone bill, telco bills, toll money, some to your parents, and as well as your personal entertainment. You might ask, car, but you just said something about not buying assets, not buying car. Some graduate these days do have their own car. You borrow it from your parents or from your siblings and whatnot for the first few months or first year until you are stable enough, and then probably you can consider buying a car. When you buy a car, you don't just buy a car. You buy many other things along with the car. You're buying maintenance, you're buying fuel, you're buying spare parts. You have many other hidden items that you do not see when you're buying a car. Even more so if you're buying a house. You're talking about sinking fund, you're talking about the land tax, whatsoever. So those are a real headache that you should not think when you're just entering the working world. Probably leave that for 5 to 10 years down the line, when you are stable enough, when you are financially stronger than what you are right now. I'm going to pull out just a basic pie chart to talk about how you manage your expenditures. There are 2 ways of handling expenditures. One is by percentage wise and another is by flat figure. Usually I would much prefer percentage wise so that I would roughly know how much percent to allocate based on the things that I'm spending on. First and foremost, spend, or rather save 20% of your income. The advisable amount to save for your income is 40%. But you'll be asking, Will, you just said 20%, where is the other 20%? So when you're working, you have something called EPF. EPF is a contribution that is automatically deducted from your paycheck every single month for your retirement, and that is 11%. Plus, your employer will also be contributing 12%. So that's a total of 23%. So to get up to 40%, you personally would have to save another 17. But why go bare minimum? You can just go for 20, right? Sounds like a better figure, round it up. If you can go more than that, even better, 25%. The more you save, the more secure your retirement will be. Next up, we have car. So to those of you who buys a car early on, so I would recommend allocating about 17% or your monthly payment of about 500 ringgit for your car. Now that sounds a bit too little, but for starters, you can just go with whichever that brings you from point A to point B. Don't think about fancy cars just yet. Think about function over form. So when you have car, you will have fuel. Therefore, 7% of your salary goes to fuel. And if you are from another state to work in another state, you will have rent. So rent a room. A rent should not cost more than 10% of your take-home salary. Food. Food is a little bit more than what you would usually allocate. So assuming you eat out all the time, so 20 ringgit a day is, I think, a generous amount. Probably just spend it on a heavier lunch and a lighter dinner. 20 ringgit is definitely achievable. PTPTN, yes, student loans. Do not skip out on your student loans unless you want to get blacklisted by the customs. So those who likes to go vacation here and there, PTN is a must to pay. Next, we have telco. For all your data plans, your phone plans, do not sign up for some crazy plans like 200 ringgit or something. 16 ringgit will just do. Alright, 16 ringgit for maybe 10 gigs of data. Yeah, sure, you can allocate a bit more if you do not have any internet connection at home, but if you do, then you can reduce it even further, maybe 50 ringgit or 45 ringgit, just to get a little bit of data to support you when you're outside, when you're out of your house. So when you're driving a car, you will definitely have some toll to pay. So 3% of your salary can probably go to toll, 90 ringgit. And being in an Asian country like Malaysia, so definitely you would want to give some for your parents, for them to spend on anything that they wish. So a good 10% of your salary is a good start, right? 150 to your mom, 150 to your dad. So make them happy that way, right? After all, they brought you to this world, so might as well you just start giving back something. And lastly, self-entertainment. 3%. Yeah, that might sound a little bit meh, but you don't have to hang out all the time. Nowadays we have Netflix and whatnot. It's better to just stay at home. Yeah, probably just go for a movie once every 2 weeks. I'm sure 90 ringgit can cover that for 1 month. So you don't have to go all out in spending and eating fine dining food or any 30 ringgit food or something. This is a portion that you can cut out, entertainment, if you are an antisocial kind of person. So this pie chart is for a net income of 3,000 ringgit. So definitely if you do not have a car, if you take public transportation, so you can obviously modify this to see what you can fit in. Some will have more than this, more than 10, some will have less than 10. So you can just take this percentage as your rough guide to plan out your monthly expenditure. Alright? So when we talk about saving 20%, where do you put your savings? The most easy way is to put in your FD account. What is an FD account? FD account is fixed deposit account. Fixed deposit account is a high interest rate savings account that is provided by banks. Some of them might need a starting limit of, let's say, 5,000 ringgit. Some do not need any of these limits, but try to look out for a bank that has no limits, or if let's say you have to have a basic starting limit of let's say 1,000 ringgit, maybe you can put aside 2 months of savings, and then you just put it into FD. So that is the fastest risk-free way to get a high interest rate. High interest rate usually goes anywhere between 2.5% and above, which is okay, it's not good, but it's way better than you putting in your savings account. Savings account has a interest rate of 0 point something percent, which is negligible. Though if you put all of your money in your savings account, you're doing something wrong. At least put it in a fixed deposit account. Lastly, just want to talk about budgeting. So we have a lot of apps in the App Store or Google Play that has the budgeting function, so you can easily track your expenditure that way. Or maybe you can use the buku 555, write it down on a daily basis. This is also one way of tracking. Okay, so yeah, these are the basic tips on how to manage your money as a fresh graduate. I hope you find good use of this rough guide. It's not really a set rule. You can go ahead and modify to your liking, but I do emphasize that the saving has to be a bit higher, 20% minimum, or if you can go higher, like 25, even better. So yeah, so if you have anything you want to ask, you can just comment down below. Like and share this video with your friends or with your fellow colleagues. Subscribe to this channel for more personal financing contents, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.